What's up, everybody? FSC Trucking. Work continues on Orwell. I'm trying to figure out how to make a good video. I know you guys liked the last one, so we're going to try to make this video the completion of Orwell from now until, well, when we're done. Let's just say completion. I guess a working truck is never done. We've been working on the engine pretty solid. It just didn't have engine problems per se, but so we've replaced the radiator tube on the front of the engine. And then we found another problem. The radiator was loose because the radiator is supported by a bracket. It goes right behind the fan clutch. So far, this is what we got done. You see the new tube right here. That goes from the water pump right down there, all the way up behind the belts, up to the other side, which is where the aftercooler is. There was a support right there on the top. You can see where the light's shining. It goes down towards the head. 2 bolts in the head, 2 bolts in the assembly right in front of the fan clutch. What those do is it keeps the radiator from rocking side to side like this here. Those bolts were, actually there's 1 bolt left, 2 of them broke, 1 fell out. So Dave's gonna come here tomorrow and he's got some left-handed drill bits. He's gonna try to drill them out of the head. They should hopefully come out good. If not, we're gonna have to figure something out because I'm not drilling hard into that head. I'm just not doing that. I'm just afraid I'll mess something up. So we got to fix that. We got to reroute a hose over by the exhaust. That's going to be done. The exhaust is going to be redone. The stack mounts are done on both sides as far as the structural part of it. Now, a lot of people made comments I need to put a cross support in there. That's the plan. However, one other thing we're going to do is they're going to get cut. They don't need to be that tall. We just ordered, I wasn't really sure how long a piece we needed, so I ordered each one at 6 feet. And we're going to have extra material, so that's fine. But Maggie went ahead and got that done, all the welding on the actual main structure part of that. Maggie's not here today, neither is Dave, so it's just me. So all I have to do now is weld mounting tabs for the actual pipe on the top, on the bottom, and then I'll put a cross brace in there. Then I'm going to take it down, and that's when we got to start measuring the pipe to find out, okay, where I have to cut it. Otherwise, the current kit at length, the way it is too tall. So I made these 2 brackets here. I'll show you how they mount in a minute. So I made these 2. This is going to be what holds the pipe right to the stands. We'll leave them there. Well, that's kind of what I was doing yesterday. So work's been going on. We did get more stuff done on Orwell. Oh, I did forget the cab lock assembly. That's done. We bled the system earlier yesterday, so that got done. I just have to adjust it. We put the cab down and adjust it because, as you could see, it has oval holes so it can adjust side to side. That one I never moved. So this one, once the cab comes down, I'll readjust that, and then that part of the job is done. This is what failed. All I have to do is reroute the hose. It's right here, and then make it part of the loom, and we're good to go. So yeah, that's a long story short. I guess what I'll do is I'll get that one there. I kind of tack welded it in the wrong spot. I don't know how I made that mistake, so I busted off them tack welds. It's got to go up higher. Take care of that here now. So I'm going to do that and then run to the store, get some steel, make that cross piece, and then once that's mocked up, then I can actually start putting pipes on this thing. So let's get started at that, huh? Got it ground up. Got that at the right spot now, marked over here. I leveled it off with a level on this side right there. So now I'll just tack it on. Then I'll be able to get my final measurement as far as to from here to 13.6, how high the stacks have to be. That way I can actually mock that up on the stand over there rather than working up here where everything's heavy. I'll work at chest level. We go. Now I saw a lot of comments and regarding a brace going across. Saw a lot of comments to that effect, and to be honest, Peterbilt never designed it that way. And most people don't realize, yeah, this is real heavy and it wobbles, and I'm sure it is possible that it could crack or even create issues with the frame. But it's going to be cut pretty short. Of course, the stacks are going to go way higher, so It is possibly a design flaw from Peterbilt. Maybe, maybe not. So I made gussets. It's not like this needs a gusset, but I figured it would look a little nicer than just welding a flat piece of steel and then putting, you know, a bolt-on bracket straight across. I thought that would look a little prettier. I could still bolt a piece of C-channel to it. Maybe in the future there might be something here in the middle. Actually, I know there will be something here in the middle in the future. But for now, what I was going to do is weld this in place. Or, you know, at this point now, just tack it in place. So, I'm going to put this here like so. And then we're going to tack it right where it sits. I already marked center. That's what those two yellow dots are right there. And I'll show you the yellow dots. So that's the plan. Maybe this side will work a little bit easier. There we go, right like that. That's the idea. And then I'll put the another one higher once I know exactly where that's going to go. Once we figure out, you know, what height it's going to get trimmed. Excellent. Beautiful. Now I just got to repeat the other side. Alrighty, boys and girls, what I'm going to do now is put the exhaust elbow on. I drilled out the holes on that bottom mount. I actually ran a bead of weld on the top just so it won't fall off. And then I'm going to put the elbow on, and then I can start measuring where 13/6 is on the top of the pipe. I pretty much know where I got to cut that spool, but I want to make absolutely sure first that I have all the clearances that I want. So I'm going to put the elbow on and figure out where I'm going to put the next clamp, lower the cab, and see how it sits. What I've done is I've put the clamp right at the seam where it bevels down for the spool to attach to the elbow. Hopefully, it's easier than it looks. And that's the idea. That's about 90. Probably could afford to bring it down lower, but I don't necessarily think I want to. If I do, I'd have to re-weld all that. I think I like where it sits right now, to be honest. Okay. Go ahead and bring the cab back down. I'm also watching my hook. Hate when it gets moving quicker than I anticipate. Staying nice and dry. Looks like our hook is fixed. Let's see how our angles do. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Oh man, I do like that. I think that's angled in a little bit. Check that out. Got an inch clearance right here. I gotta say, boys and girls, I like that a lot right there. That's approximately 90 degrees in. That'll make hooking that exhaust up real easy. And it shouldn't give me any trouble with getting around that battery box bracket. And I'm away from the green APU wiring considerably. So yeah, I like that a lot. I really, really do. That's awesome. I like how that works. Okay, so now I know where that's got to go. So now the only question is, how big do I cut the spool? And frankly, how do I cut the spool? See, this is still loose. It'll adjust, but yeah, maybe that's good enough. I don't think it's really gonna get all that hot, to be honest. I think that's good. An inch clearance, heck. I've seen on classic Freightliners where they duck under. If you just seen one of the recent Tim Gentry videos, he just put new stacks on that black classic and he's got that like right on it, so it should be okay. I could always take it apart and angle it, but I think we're good. I like that a lot. Right here.
Oh, okay.
32 from, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, 32 inches center of bracket, yep. Got it?
Yep. Down a little bit.
Getting real picky now, ain't I?
Good.
Obviously, boys and girls, it's all the next day. Look who's back.
Oh, and in some of the comments, I did see people asking for like media that I have. I do have a welding Instagram. It's DAMAGGIE18023. Super long. But I post some like old test pieces on there and just some welds I've laid down.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and put a link in the description if I can figure out how to do that. So obviously everything you just said, write it down so I don't forget. I know how to spell it right.
I'll text it to you.
Excellent, there you go. That's where you can find Maggie. Be nice. Or I'll sick Maggie on you. All right, you're live and in Technicolor, like literally. Yeah, I like it.
And I can weld these just like this if you want me to.
Well, we're gonna take it down. I may as well May as well work where we're comfortable.
Yeah.
And just above that bracket is where we're going to cut the tube off.
Right. Around here?
It's somewhere in that region. Apparently a lot of people think I was going to leave the stanchion or stand all the way up. Like, no, 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 they're getting cut short. I just didn't know how long I wanted it.
Yeah, and you won't know until you like mark it up like that.
Yeah, about 3:30. He's got to drill out a couple stuck bolts in the head. He's got some left-handed drill bits. Got radiator support bracket. 2 of the bolts broke. 1 fell out. 1 was loose. So 2 of them are stuck in the head. So hopefully you can get them out. If not, I'll have to modify something. Yeah, this I did not intend on all this becoming a... Honestly, I thought it'd be done by now.
Yeah.
I didn't think this would be such a big project. Oh well.
Then it'll be done, then you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, then I can run it hard and not worry about this.
Yeah.
You know how it goes, there's always something.
Yeah. Ready?
Yep. That way, if not, I can. Yeah, I think it's me outside. Great. Grab a hold of it and I gotta pull it out and then up and then. Oh, that gusset tickled on my arm, I'll tell you that. Good thing I rounded them edges.
Yeah.
Alright, it won't be so heavy when we put it back.
A few pounds lighter, which will be nice.
For a minute I thought it was going all the way down.
No, I put my foot on where those bolts go in to keep it from tilting back on you like that.
Yeah, it was a little sketch. That's alright, it's done. That's why I was waiting for help. I could have done it myself with the cherry fish. Just pop them on there and spread them out. Test out my bandsaw skills. Ooh, that ain't gonna work. The guide will hit that.
Okay.
Yeah. Move it up a 1/4 inch. Have I 1/4 up?
I think so.
All right, take 2. See how I do with my bandsaw skills. That's always a good question. Is it better to rock it to get started or just let it just eat straight through the full length of cut? You want me to keep it straight on there, just let it eat?
I think just let her eat.
That's what I think.
I was thinking about saying that the whole time you were like really giving her. I was like, yeah, give her, let her eat.
Yeah, I don't want to just rip it and build up too much heat and ruin the blade.
Yeah.
Those bastards are $10 each.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so I gotta come up with some material to cover that up with. So yeah, so now it's just a matter of where do we want to put the, I'm thinking kind of right even with that there.
Yep.
That means I gotta cut this now.
Yep.
Alrighty, boys and girls, I mentioned earlier we are going to put braces to go crossways, but there's a reason for that. There is a mod coming in the future. So what we're going to do is we're going to put C-channel to brace it from this gusset across. I may have mentioned that earlier in the video, but we need another bracket right there. So I'm going to place the bracket.
You want to do the clamp and all?
Sure. Beautiful. Alrighty. Clamps on. Now we just got to make it stay forever.
Hey, I'm good at that. Good?
Do you think?
Oh, almost splashed myself. It's on grind mode.
I've done the opposite yesterday.
Yeah?
As soon as I started with the blowtorch, poof, it went black. Can't see!
I do that shit all the time at work. It's terrible. I flash myself like all the time.
Alrighty, boys and girls, don't mind me laughing. We got a bunch of work done here. So I got to take a break from this. So a little generational gap here, right? We were just talking. So I can't play music, obviously, because of, obviously can't play music on the channel unless I go through that service that I use. So anyway, we were talking about the Metallica Black album, and Maggie has no idea what us old salts had to go through back in the day, right? Because think about it. If you wanted a song, I was just telling Maggie, I says, you don't know the joy of back in the day. You wanted to hear a song and own it, right? So you heard it on the radio. You had to go to a music store and you had no idea what it was. You literally had to like try to sing it to him or hope the DJ would shut his yap long enough to just tell us what song it was you just played, right? And you bought the whole album for the one song, or you bought a single and you just had to rewind it. Remember rewinding? You ever have to rewind a tape yet? No, I didn't think so. Oh, the generation gap's amazing. I never thought I'd be that old to be that old. He's only a couple years older than me, so with that, here's the, well, they're not painted, but here's the finished stack stands. So you were just taking pictures for your Instagram on them things.
Yeah.
So why don't you give us a show what exactly we did and why?
So we put both these brackets on, I guess, what looks like the bottom for the stacks to mount to. Steve's just gonna drill the holes and paint them, and then we got these brackets on there so we can do braces in between the stacks to keep them from, you know, getting all messed up. But yeah, just they need to be drilled, and these ones are already drilled, but drilled and painted and then mounted, and should be good to go. So
yeah, Maggie don't play around with the welds. Check that stuff out, boys and girls. And of course, we even, once we cut the stack, we cap the top, keeps the rainwater out of it, and I dare say those welds will probably hold some pressure.
hopefully we're on fire.
Oh yeah, good to keep the water out of it. This steel wasn't the best, but it was good enough to work with, especially up here where these welds were. But in the end, that's the final product for now. Ultimately, I have to clean them up and paint them, and then we'll bolt them on. But I just want to clean them, paint them, bolt them on once. I don't want to have to on and off, on and off. We did that enough, and just about hurt ourselves doing it. So after we do that, we're going to run the exhaust system from the stacks out to the turbo. But then we have to worry about what we're going to do with the battery box. And to be honest, these bolts right here to hold these brackets on, I really don't want to mess with them because surprisingly, I had to burn them off with a blowtorch. So I'm thinking we're going to get the exhaust done, and then we'll figure out maybe we can modify these on site on the truck as opposed to going ahead and having to take them off, remake them, and bolt them back on. I did want to show you one other thing we had an issue with, and this had to do with the green APU. This is not of any fault of green APU. It's just learning, you know, you grow and learn. Back when we did the green APU video, we had made the assumption that this hose would have been fine coming up through here, hung on top over the manifold, but hung up by this bracket. That didn't work. So you can see this crusty, burnt up stuff. That's the wire loom that was left. The hose actually wasn't damaged, but now with the exhaust riding high and it coming down, there's room to route this hose to the back of the head this way. This is just temporary. We're gonna wrap this in the protective coating and then clamp it properly to what used to be the exhaust. But we put that ball valve there, that way it isolates the engine from the APU if need be, if the APU or any hose break. And it will keep this one here because that tees in right to the truck right here. So that way this is just the only piece of the APU hose that could burst and not be valved off. So yeah, progress is coming. It's slow, but it's coming. And now you kind of see why it was like, you should do this, you should do that. And why I kept putting it off until now that I have competent help to actually get the jobs done. And also the time of which to do it. Now the timing personally in my life and in Jen's life, absolutely terrible, because doing all this work now probably could have had better timing, but having Maggie and having Dave certainly helps out. The only other thing we still left to do is the radiator support bracket. We still got to mess with. We're waiting on seeing if we can get replacement drill bits. Dave's got a set of left-handed drill bits to try to get those two stuck bolts out. If they don't work, we have 2 of the 4 that are out, and then we should be able to use this lift eye, either the lift eye right here, it's right there, or the compressor bracket to try to stabilize the bracket that we're bolting onto the head and that bracket there. Sorry about being slow with the uptake with the videos, but hey, you know, we've been working trying to get this done, you know, and trying to get with everybody else. Everybody's got family life and all of that whatnot. So that's it for this video. Hopefully we should be getting it running pretty soon. I'm thinking got the weekend, Monday's a holiday, Tuesday we'll be back at it. So hopefully by mid next week. I know I said Friday, but I was a little ambitious on that one. All right, so with that, we'll see you on the next one.